Welcome everybody to another episode of Cryptids and Creepy Stuff. This is episode 6. We are talking today about the Allen House in Monticello, Arkansas. And of course, as always, the researcher extraordinaire, that's Bruce.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Whew. You know how it is. Sometimes,
here we go.
Sometimes
Another
life
week
happens.
of creepy crap.
Right. I like the cryptids a little bit more. That may just be me, but don't get me wrong. I dig I dig the creepy stuff, but I'm a much bigger fan of the cryptids.
Yeah, but doing the creepy stuff kind of helps break up the monotony of it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And honestly, doing the research on these things, like the not necessarily the cryptids, but the haunted spots that we've done so far, I learned a whole lot that I would have never learned before. So, you know,
Right.
I hope that in doing the research, I can kind of show that, you know, I found a new love for a certain thing that I didn't know existed up until this point.
You're kind of crackly today.
Yeah, here, let me see if that's something to do with my.
No, your internet.
Oh yeah, dude, my internet's kind of low. I'm doing the robot.
I got a robot voice effect. But yeah, here it is again. We're gonna do another creepy one on this one today. Now, we are going to talk about the Allen House.
This is actually really cool. So I guess we'll start with the map to kind of show everybody, to kind of orient everybody to our geographical location. So that little red circle down there, and I don't know if you can see it too well. This map is a really HD map. Like from what you're looking at, all those little numbers down here on the right hand side, you can zoom in and you can almost see the ink that the dried ink that they were when they took this picture. But this red circle right here, right in the dead center, right in the smack dab in the center of that red circle, is Monticello, and I don't know I don't know how to pronounce it. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, somebody just let us know in the comments.
It's Monticello.
It's Monticello. Well, I had watched a couple of documentaries, you know, for this week to kind of get in the zone, and there was some people that called it Monticello, and I'm like, that's weird.
My son lived there for a little while now.
Oh, okay.
We went up there. It was everybody that was local. Monticello.
Everybody was there called it Monticello. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
All right. Now Monticello. I did it again. Monticello, Arkansas is located in Drew County, Arkansas, and it's considered to be the second most haunted place in Arkansas.
Anybody in the comments, you know what number 1 is?
Go ahead and
you'll win a prize.
I don't know what it is, but you'll win something.
I'll give you a clue. We've already covered it.
Yeah. So on October 1st, 1890, Joe Lee Allen, and now this one is another one. I don't know if it's Caddy or Caddy McKinnon get married, and Joe Lee, he owned a livery stable on East Gaines Avenue in Monticello. In later years, he sold automobiles in addition to horses, mules, buggies, and wagons. and he owned the Allen Hotel, a private school, and a horse-drawn hearse that was rented out for funerals.
Good
He
Lord.
became, yeah, he was definitely a local entrepreneur and man about town, if you will. Excuse me. He became the first president of the Commercial Loan and Trust Company and served as president of the Southeast Arkansas Fair Association. Joe and Caddy had 4 children: Lonnie Lee, Liddell, Walter Edwin, and Louis Manker, all Allens.
Daniel popped this question up. Are all haunted places the same? Absolutely not.
Oh no,
You have different
they're all
degrees of
different.
hauntings, so
Absolutely,
uh,
there's many different I guess you would call them levels of haunting. Sometimes it could be an accidental death, or it can be an accidental situation, or it could be a murder, or like a homicide or something
you can have the
any
ghosts
kind
that
of.
just kind of phase through life, that don't really do anything. Then you have the malevolent versions, that'll actually, moosh it, mess with you.
Yeah. So in 1905 or 1906, at 713 North Main Street, the original Allen House was a much smaller dwelling. It was moved across the street to make room for what Joe Lee Allen hoped to be the most impressive house in town. The architect was Sylvester Hotchkiss, designer of houses for other prominent residents of Monticello, such as the Pope House and the Lambert House. The builder was Josiah Barclay White. The house continues to be a stunning combination of architectural styles, those styles being neoclassical, Gothic, and Queen Anne style. There's a large carriage house on the north side of the lot that provided living quarters for the servants.
So the base on this is that, what started this all is this dude wasn't happy with his home, so he wanted a bigger one. He's like, I'm gonna show off, and then
Hey,
life
well, I
went
mean,
off
look,
script.
everybody talks about what they're going to do when they win the lottery, or maybe they have a windfall and get some money. Um, Dude, the first thing that comes to mind is build a big steady house so that my family has something to hold on to long after I'm gone.
Here we go with Mark helping out on stuff. He's got the exact
Absolutely.
address right there.
Yeah, it's 705 North Main Street in Monticello, Arkansas. And here is I keep forgetting I've got a mouse hooked up to this thing. Here is an older picture of the house. I want to say shortly after it was made.
Ooh, I'm not big on the big, like the dome style, like the cone style
Yeah,
areas and stuff myself, but that's nice.
I've seen virtual tours of it, and it's not. You would think from the outside looking at it, you're like, oh man, this is a really super huge house, but it really only has like 2 or 3 bedrooms, maybe even 4 bedrooms in it total. And then it has like a big library and a couple other things. Of course, now it's more of a museum, like a testament of time and creepy stuff. But
Right.
so in 1912, because of his role as a significant investor, Joe Lee Allen was given the opportunity to name a new town south of Monticello. He named the new town Liddell after his middle daughter. So Liddell, Arkansas became a town in 1912 because Joe Lee Allen was a significant investor in helping that town become a place.
Oh, that's neat.
So the house was built in 1905, 1906. He lived there roughly 10 years because in October 23rd of 1917, Joe Lee Allen, at age 54, died in Collins, Arkansas. He was demonstrating an automobile to a potential buyer, and his body was. I found out that he had a heart attack. Not really sure how the vehicle plays into that. Maybe he was just showing a vehicle off and died of a heart attack. But he was brought
Yeah, it
to
just
by
happened to be
friends
what he
from
was doing at the time.
yeah, yeah. So he was brought by friends from Collins to his house, where his funeral was held 2 days later. He was buried in Oakland Cemetery, located in Monticello. So he died, um, and then his body was brought to the house because back then they did the wake where they lay the body out, and Ray Stevens became
Sitting
even
up
more
with the
famous.
dead.
Yeah, Ray Stevens became even more famous when he came out with the "Sitting Up with the Dead" song. So now we get into the more the sadder parts of the story. Besides Mr. Collins passing away, the story of Liddell Allen has a sad and tragic ending. Liddell was born in 1894 and experienced a normal childhood. In 1914, Liddell married a man by the name of Boyd Randall Bonner, and they had a son, Allen. The marriage lasted for 13 years. So when she was 20 years old, she got married and had a son, which was funny that they named her Allen because her maiden name was Allen.
That
Um,
is pretty weird.
yeah. So 13 years later, September 1st, 1927, um, Liddell and Boyd got a divorce, and she found herself all alone again. January 23rd, 1944, her son died of pneumonia at the age of 28 at Gotham Hospital in New York City, where he was
Jesus.
going to college. In 1948, Liddell came home to Monticello to heal her heart and to care for her widowed mother. While home, she reconnected with an old flame that happened to be married. The two carried on an affair until the man decided that he would not leave his wife. So from 1920 until she passed in 1948, U.S. Census states that she moved between Fort Worth, Texas, Memphis, Tennessee. There was a time that she lived in Indiana, and then in 1948, when she died, um, she lived in Monticello. So on December 25th of 1948, after having dinner with her parents, Liddell quietly went upstairs with a glass of punch and mixed it with mercury cyanide. She died on January 2nd, 2 days later, or no, not 2 days later,
No.
1949, at the age of 54. So, which was weird because her dad passed away and he was 54. The papers at the time never said how she died, probably due to Mr. Allen being such a prominent figure in the community. They probably wanted to save face and not really air out dirty laundry.
Yeah, especially, I mean, she drank punch mixed with mercury cyanide. I mean, that's quite a span though from initial drinking to actual death. So that's kind of
Yeah,
got those into question there. Is that actually what got her, or?
yeah, yeah. So her mom, Caddy Allen, had the room sealed off, and it wasn't opened again for 40 years.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
Oh, now we
yeah,
get into the good stuff.
yeah. So 40 long years of the room being locked up. And that happened in 1948. So since the 1950s, um, tenants of the Allen house have heard footsteps and moans and have reported other supernatural incidents. One couple, seeing a closet door ajar, tried to close it but felt like someone was pushing back on the other side. When they opened the door, they saw that nobody was there. So, like it seems like there was almost like a cooling off period or a coming to terms with being a spirit, and before shenanigans
Yeah.
really started happening. Mm. Sorry.
You good there?
Yeah. Just had to take a drink. Sorry. Go ahead if you wanna continue.
All right, so we're gonna pop here right. January 21st, 1985. Carl Leidinger Jr., age 63, dies, and his widow sells the Allen house to Bill and Bobby Paynton.
Painting,
So
yeah.
I'm not, saying we're like how Carl actually acquired the house, but you know,
Well,
uh,
shortly after, I forgot to add that in there. Shortly after, the room was sealed, and about the mid '50s to mid '60s, Caddy had passed away, and the other members of the family had died randomly and at different times away from the house, and it eventually was just sold by one of the last remaining
gotcha.
Allen people to the Ledingers.
Well,
Ledingers.
well, when the Paytons bought it, the master suite was opened up for the first time since it was sealed off in 1949. They discovered, and crazy thing, they discovered a bottle of cyanide on a closet shelf.
Yeah. So this is a picture of two of the rooms in the building or in the house itself. I'm not 100% certain which one is the room, but I believe it's this one here. I believe that
That looked like it
that
would be
door
the
to the side
master.
was the closet. Yeah, and it's a much bigger. It looks like a bigger floor plan.
Like Mark pulled up this right here. 9,500 square foot. And it was 2016 rooms in operation, 3 bathrooms, 2 washrooms, and a complete kitchen upstairs and
Wow,
downstairs
they must have added on from the
to the
time of
4-story house.
yeah,
Wow.
and a full grandmother attic.
Yeah,
Not sure what that means.
yeah, I'm not sure on
So
that part.
before we go any further, here's a picture of Joe Lee Allen. Here is a picture of Caddy Allen. Here was a funny picture that I found of Mr. Allen. I'd like to just share that. I'd like to know who it was his tailor. Where did he get that? Where did he get that bear costume? It's a nifty little jacket. And here's a picture of Liddell.
I think, and too, Mark is really good too on this stuff. He apparently Alan's daughter committed suicide in the 40s, so I think that's who you talking about Liddell on that. That's
Yeah,
that's
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 Liddell.
the
Yeah,
one. It was
um,
actually in 54 or 53,
yeah,
54. So
58, 1958, 48.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
so it was in the 40s. I was thinking of something else then.
Well, I mean,
But
it's the 50s was when the really supernatural incidents started being reported.
did I did I
What's up?
lose the page? I think I lost a page here.
January 21st, they found the cyanide.
Okay, yeah.
1995, the house is purchased by Vince and Dorothy Simmons. Then in 2007, the house was purchased by Mark and Rebecca Spencer, who are the current owners.
Oh, okay. So okay, yeah. So they're the ones that pretty much have it as a museum.
Yeah.
So, October 2007, it's featured on a 3-minute segment on KTHV Evening News in Little Rock, and now over 600 people tour the house on Halloween alone. That is crazy.
Yeah. Well, they start the tours at on October 5th, and they go all the way to the 31st.
Oh, okay, okay. So they don't open it year round.
No, and honestly, if you want to go for $90, you can bring 6 people, and then each additional person after that is $15, and which is not a bad deal at all. Like a whole family of 6 could go for $90, and you're getting a good road trip out of it, and you're getting some good good creepy things. So in
Okay.
June of 2008, June 7th, the first scientific paranormal investigation of the house was to be conducted. But just as the team of investigators finish setting up their equipment and prepare to begin, a limb falls in the backyard and severs the power line to the house. The investigation was rescheduled for June 28th. Let's tag team this, David.
Oh, I was just listening.
Oh, okay. So on June
uh,
28th, a complete paranormal investigation is conducted. In addition to the personal experiences of team members, over 40 electronic voice phenomena are recorded. The website bestandworst.com ranks the Allen House the number one haunted house in America.
oh wow.
And
Okay.
this was in 2008. So, the Crescent's got to run for its money.
Right. Right.
Oh,
Oh.
gave it away. Ta-da! You all win.
uh, January 31st, 2009, team of paranormal investigators does a follow-up investigation. Uh, and then August 22nd, 2009, approximately 90 letters were discovered under the attic floor pertaining to Liddell's 1948 love affair and revealing her motivation for deliberately consuming mercury cyanide on Christmas night in 1948.
So up to this point, for 40 plus years, 40 years, 50 years actually was 1985, wasn't it? Is that what that said? So, for 70 years,
Yeah.
at this point, no one was really aware, other than, family and close friends, that Liddell had committed suicide because her love affair kind of went south when the dude decided not to leave his wife, which was unfortunate. The whole situation was just a mess, and back then it wasn't something that they really discussed openly. Um, Affairs being one of them, and suicide being another. So before we go any further, do you want to let's look at some pictures? So
Mark popped this question here. Any eerie history connected to the land that goes back before the house was built?
none that I could find. There wasn't really any. There wasn't really anything that popped out to me other than just Joe Lee Allen saying, "Hey, that plot of land across the street is going to be my new house."
Well, and saying also on top of that, most of the ghostly sightings and all that stuff, nothing was like uh
Sorry, the wife is kind of filling me in. So in the 60s, it became housing for college students until about mid 80s when it was sold to the Ledinger guy.
oh, okay, okay. That was the little gap that I wasn't sure about on that.
Yeah, I honestly, as much of a researcher extraordinaire, I guess I'm not as researchy as I should have been.
Well, and the problem was though, a lot of the ghostly sightings and happenings and stuff like that were all predominantly hearsay because nothing was legitimately, documented until they started doing the paranormal investigations and stuff.
Yeah,
Because I mean, not everybody wanted it, let out on what was going on. But I mean, you can look on here. The thing has been documented like crazy on different shows. November 2011, the story of Liddell's suicide and the haunting of the Allen House aired on TV show My Ghost Story. January 2012, a book, A Haunted Love Story, The Ghost of the Allen House by Mark Spencer is published. Uh, November 2012, based on a haunted love story, an episode of A Haunting on Discovery Network aired. there's quite a few others here. You got January 23 members of HAPS. Oh, on the TV show Ghost Hunters investigated. Uh, episode of
The
Paranormal
Sci-Fi
Witness on
Channel, yeah.
Sci-Fi Channel. And it goes on and on that. Hold on, here we go. Monticello found 1849, 57 years. It could be true on this one. See, this is one that's a little weirder. A little less info on certain things on it.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate thing about some of these creepy things. There's not a whole lot of meat on the bones.
Unless you
when
do
it comes to
digging.
without some, without a massive, time and huge amount of effort to get these things.
Yeah,
really hands on. So in the house right now. Actually, so April 16th, 2014, the first baby to reside in the Allen house since 1923 was born. Gatsby Fitzgerald Spencer. So wow, he's
hey, well, no kids in there.
He's like 7 or 8 years old right now.
That'd be 9.
9 years old. Wow.
23.
Hey, creepy kid, if you watch this, man, hit us up. If you've seen anything cool, if you've seen any bumps in the night or heard any kind of things, let us know.
Well, the
house is considered. Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So, many experts that have investigated the house say that the house is more than likely haunted by Liddell and her son Alan Bonner, and possibly Mr. Jolie Allen himself, because they've witnessed a couple of different things going on.
Okay, Mark said this right here. Any info on the reason why Alan's daughter committed suicide? Okay, she was in the process of an affair with a married man, and he had told her that he was not leaving his wife, and that is about the time where she decided it was time to drink the nasty flavored punch.
So in the house right now, it's more of like a museum where you can take tours and stuff like that. In one of the displays, they have a variety of the letters that were written back and forth between Liddell and the guy that she was seeing. And then right beside that, to the right of that, is the picture of her, and you can see to the left, you can see where the shadow box with all the letters are, and then there's a picture of Liddell.
And there was a bag for Bath and Body Works there too. Had to be weird.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, it was mysteriously floating.
I had to point that.
It wasn't. Sure, it wasn't. Sure, it wasn't Bed Bath and Beyond. Little click reference Lord. There. So the Allen house has been featured on numerous paranormal shows, including Ghost Brothers back in 2019. On the show, the Spencers talk about how they started seeing doppelgangers of themselves and their son in the house. They also experienced furniture that would be rearranged and kitchen cabinets opening and closing. The Ghost Brothers had kind of suggested, and other paranormal investigators have suggested, that these were the doppelgangers, and of course the stuff moving. And hey, 2 days ago, they're actually calling for actors. The Allen House has a Facebook page. They're actually calling for actors for their Nightmare Maze. They're looking for 3 actors spots to fill in this year's maze. If you're
Huh.
interested, send them a message.
You're in the Monticello area. Hook it up.
Yeah, it might be
Go
a cool
go be
experience,
an internal investigator for us.
right? Um,
Oh,
we're gonna need video. We're gonna need pictures, maybe some audio.
oh Lord.
Well, yeah,
So this
they say that
episode
they
was a.
were.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no,
Go ahead.
sorry. They say that they're a lot of the investigators say that if you see like a doppelganger, somebody that looks like you that isn't you, or maybe that you're in the house and you're talking to somebody who you think is your wife or your husband or your son, and then all of a sudden like they go away or you walk out of the room and then they're not there anymore, and then you go like to your loved one and say, "Hey, weren't we just talking?" And then they look at you funny. You probably saw a ghost, and it was probably one of the Allen family members trying to reach out and let their presence be known.
Right. Well, and this episode, like I said, the main issue that we ran into on the normal documentation, there was very few documented sightings and whatnot. Uh, because the issue for a long time was because that individual room was sealed off. The family didn't want people knowing about uh Liddell, actually, taking her own life and everything like that. So a lot of stuff was kept hush hush, so that way, it wouldn't get
Well,
out.
yeah. Well, the affair was definitely covered up. I'd
Oh
say
yeah,
covered up, but it was hidden for at least 70 years before the Spencers bought it and found the pictures.
found the
There was
letters.
over 90 letters under the floorboards in the attic. That's where they found them.
Don't you have didn't you have a picture with a possible sighting in it?
Oh yeah, let me pull that up. This is one of the pictures that I found. I tried to find more of these, but there was none. They're really scarce. So in this picture, there's a circle around the window, a red circle, and if you look just right, you can kind of see a face there of a woman standing. To me, it looks like a woman, and that could be just the fact that the picture said that there was a woman, a white woman standing there. So then my brain just kind of saw what
I'm
I thought.
looking up above. If
Yeah,
you go to
yeah,
the
up there.
window
There's
above,
I do see that.
it almost looks like a kid poking his head out the corner.
Yeah, yeah, I see that. But again, I think this room where this picture was taken, that room I think is actually the room that was sealed off, and I
Yeah, like
believe
like
it.
Mark just said, when it comes to a lot of haunted houses, it's hard to find much information. Even with the historical houses, too much is kept quote unquote hush hush. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. And I believe it's this room here, and the window that is open on the left-hand side. I believe
Yeah.
that is the window.
It looks like it would be from the area,
Right.
the
Yeah, from the
angle.
direction the angle that the picture was taken.
And again, not all of our episodes and stuff can go for an hour or hour and a half like the Falk Monster did last week or
Oh
last
man.
episode.
Well, we had a short one. We had a short one the week before, or the episode before, on the Garden
and we
Lights. So it
and we
just
may
kind of.
have to start tapping more into more cryptid stuff. We try to alternate between cryptids and the creepy stuff, but I mean, we may have to start kind of leaning a little bit more into the cryptid stuff because there's a lot more information to be found.
Yeah, for sure.
Depending on it. And wow, we
Uh,
get to the end of this, and that's when all of a sudden people start popping in like view wise.
hey, that happens sometimes, and we get a lot of after air viewers. So
Well, and that's where we get a lot of our views is after the fact. You
yeah,
know, that
Well, I
Mark
mean,
said he could
I guess
fit.
it's more convenient to tap in once we're off the air, which is fine because we'll take any viewers and we'll take some creepy cryptids and creepy stuff that may tune in somehow
Oh
to
yeah.
watch.
And most definitely. And if you're familiar, if you're the Arkansas area or something like that, we're trying to hit everything we can in Arkansas before we start branching out towards other things. So if you know
I
something in Arkansas that we have not covered yet, shoot one of us a message.
Yeah, feel free.
Definitely.
I I want to give kind of a hint, but I haven't really brought this up yet in the meetings for this. But I am only going to give I'm only going to give a little clue, and when I do, it's only going to be I'm only going to make a hand gesture. There it is. That's all you get. That's all you get.
I think I know I, I think I'll be able to help a little bit more with that scenario. So
I think so. I think so. And I was talking to a buddy of mine at work the other day, and he was telling me a couple old folk stories that he had heard growing up. So I think that's going to be a good direction to take this.
trust me, I got them too. I got them too. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
And
There
I
it is.
think some people could guess on that if they know me very well.
Well, that's why I said it's just a thought I had, and I think from there we can
I like
almost
the
go.
idea. I like
I
the
think we can
idea.
almost go in a Nautilus type circle around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. But anyway,
Well, real quick, I just saw this comment. I like that idea of having a couple of episodes be just legends of cryptids and creepy stuff that are only really talked about or discussed in the spooky season, so to speak. We could do we could do a couple of shorter episodes that encompass those, or we can do. I had an idea. I actually have an episode already queued up to do
it's
like a
the Great
cryptids
Pumpkin, Brucey Bruce.
like a cryptids and creepy stuff grab bag. You know what I'm saying? To just catch all the littler ones that we
That's
may
actually not a bad
miss.
idea because we do have a couple more Arkansas ones that are might be 15-minute episodes.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the
what I'm saying.
bridge,
We could.
that bridge we were talking about
Yeah,
at one
yeah.
point. That-
There's also in my neck of the woods, Keller's Chapel in Jonesboro. There's a couple of local legends about that one and some
we
other littler.
closer to me, the Dover lights,
Yeah,
similar to the Garden light. I'd have to look into it and see, what the
it's a bit of a
explanation is.
jaunt. It's a bit of a jaunt, and it's not in Arkansas, but it's pretty darn close. The Zenith lights in Zenith, Missouri. There's been a bunch of different legends and stuff about those. So might be an interesting next couple of episodes,
Yeah.
especially coming into Halloween, because I'd really like to stretch our cryptids and creepy stuff. I mean, obviously every episode is a Halloween esque episode, and
Right.
this is our season. But
And there's so much we can go into,
oh, absolutely.
But right now,
I
like I said, we've been trying to stick to Arkansas, and that now, once we get done with that, that's where we'll start branching out.
I think each state will be a season. That
There
might
you
be
go. There you go.
that might be a way to
YouTube playlist season one,
yeah,
Arkansas.
season one, Arkansas. I love that idea.
Season 2,
and
Bruce's backyard.
season 3, my wrestling bag.
Oh Lord, I got my stuff in the laundry right. Oh, I gotta put that shit in the dryer. But anyway, all right. Well, I think
But
if
yeah,
we went 40 minutes, that's not
40
bad.
minutes is not bad. I would love to have some more interaction in the comments. Mark, you are a cryptids and creepy stuff. You are,
King.
and you are the king of this stuff. But yeah, if you guys that are watching after the fact, if you have any ideas, anything close to where you are, regardless of what state it is, regardless of what town it is, just shoot us a message. We'll do our best to research it and throw it in an episode. Now, if you're watching from further out, we may have to do a quick jaunt to. I love that word jaunt. For some reason, it is. We might have to do a quick flash to it, but like an in between, like an in season parlay. But yeah, I'd love to throw one in.
Yeah, most definitely. So,
And
well,
it gets you interacting with us, and it gets us
right.
interacting with you.
That's the main thing is the interaction with it, because that, like, Mark, your questions, dude, actually helped. Push a few things that we didn't even have in the research. Like, hey, wait a second, let's check this out real quick. So yeah, that's definitely the interaction is always one of the better deals.
Absolutely. But yeah, like David was saying, said earlier, actually a minute and 43 seconds ago, we've gone 40 minutes. It was the Allen House. Researching the Allen House was very informative. I learned a lot, and I hope that we taught you a lot, and it gave you guys something to think about. And if you're close, man, check them out, because the tour that it lasts. I don't remember how long it lasts, but $90 for 6 people. That's a deal.
Yeah,
And
but
they do other stuff in the tour as well. So you're not just paying.
hopefully these shows that we are doing piques your interest in the different things. To where you're not just looking at the normal Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster stuff like that. Or it gets you interested into looking into things you wouldn't think to look into.
Look, and if you catch one of these and you're a skeptic, maybe it opens up your mind to another view, and you can kind of look at it from a different perspective and a different set of eyes.
Most definitely.
It's always good to be open-minded.
Well, I think that's our time. Bruce, you're the man. And for everybody else, just stay creepy.